Hey, hey, hey!
Yo!
It's Mia and Kate! Felt the need to do a pride video as a queer person, and my friend Kate is also bisexual, so...
Clearly.
Clearly! We actually just did a couple of bisexual makeovers over on Kate's channel.
Yeah.
So I will put the link in the description for you guys to go over and check that out. It was pretty fun. We had a fun time, and I think we did it quite effectively. We decided for this video though, we wanted to get down to the nitty-gritty and talk about our coming out stories.
Yes.
As well as the stories of just how we came to terms with our sexualities. Because I find with bisexual people, it's a bit harder sometimes to come to terms with it.
Yeah.
Because of all these stigmas around the sexuality of bisexuality and the fact that like bi erasure exists. And those of you who don't know what bi erasure is, it's what happens when from both sides of the spectrum we're getting like gay people and straight people assuming that bisexuality doesn't exist, and you're either like on the fence or you're just on your way to becoming gay and all this stuff.
Not true!
Not true! So I think this is actually gonna be Kate's first time like hearing about my journey with my sexuality and like how I came to terms with it. And I know like a bit about Kate's, but we're gonna like go in depth and like maybe she'll tell me something I haven't heard before and I'll be surprised and I'll be like,
and none of you guys have heard any of this.
Exactly!
So that is why we're doing this.
It's all new for you. Alright, let's get started! So, when I was a little girl,
it started a long time
I had an obsession with tits. Yes.
Oh.
I don't remember much of it, but apparently I just loved boobs, and every time there was like a female member of the family, I would just like glomp onto them, and I would like dig my face into their cleavage and like pass out in their cleavage.
Wow.
So there's like clue number one right there, right? So from there, I didn't really think much of it until like middle school, and then that's when you start like exploring sexually sometimes.
I definitely was not in middle school.
I was.
Oh my god, I'm a little angel.
Not with boys though.
Okay. So you started with girls.
Yeah, my first sexual experiences were actually with women, but at the time I framed that in my mind as I was just doing it to practice for the boys. And I think I'm the only one of that group to have come out since then.
Oh my god.
But we were all making out, so like,
it's a little gay, guys.
and once again, didn't think about that sort of stuff for like a while. And then I started watching more queer television. And through that, I realized how attracted I was to Natasha Negavonlys and Carmilla,
Okay.
which is a
Don't
web
know who that
series.
is, but-
She's gorgeous. Let me just pull up a photo and you'll see why I'm gay.
The one reason.
She's so pretty.
Oh my gosh.
And like as a vampire,
As a vampire?
like a vampire adds a whole other level of like attractiveness.
Colin?
No.
I'm just kidding.
I go for non-threatening men and very threatening women.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
So after watching that series, I realized that I was into women as well as men. At that point, there had actually been a girl that transferred into our class in high school. It was in grade 11. And I realized I had a big crush on this girl. Didn't know how to shoot my shot at the time. So I never shot my shot, but I did use her as a way to come out to my family.
Okay.
I told my family, I was like, listen, I have a crush on a girl in my class. I don't think my family was that surprised. Yeah, that sums up like my story.
Your story?
Yeah.
Mine is definitely very, very different than that.
Yeah.
Because as a child, so when I was like in grade 4, I had my first crush on a boy. And I was literally obsessed. I had so many crushes on boys throughout the years. I never like actively had a crush on a girl like in school or anything. Every once in a while I'd have like a weird dream about like kissing my friends, and like it would really weird me out.
Yeah.
I'd wake up in the morning and be like, why did that happen? Then came high school. In high school I didn't think about this at all. I just never really thought about it. And also, like, I feel like I grew up in a really small community, and like there wasn't a whole lot of diversity in sexuality or culturally, and I just feel like I didn't get to branch out as much as I could have at the time. Like I knew there were people that were out, but I just never really was like, oh yeah, I'm one of them. Now that I'm thinking about it, I definitely went through phases where I was like, oh my god, am I gay? Like, because as much as I had so many crushes on like different boys, like I was like always obsessed with someone, like
Not like stalkerish.
but like I was always thinking about someone, and it was usually like guys. But it wasn't until like after I went to college, and for one, like most of my friends are either bi or gay. Don't really have that many straight friends at this point. Like I definitely have some. Going to an art college, people are a lot more open, and like I got to talk to a lot of people about their experiences and their feelings about things, and I've definitely like kissed girls, mostly at parties. Wasn't actually like out of like attraction or anything. It was more just like,
I hope my parents aren't watching this.
there have definitely been times where like I had the opportunity for things to go a certain way with girls, but it just like didn't happen because either I just realized I was not feeling it in that moment, or one time like I felt like something could potentially happen, but then I got freaked out and like ran away, and I don't even think the person knew that like I even was into them in the first place. Never really thought of it about it in like a linear way before, so it's weird to like describe the story. But like yeah, I've definitely had crushes on girls. I've kissed girls. Never actually like hooked up with a girl, but it's like I said, you know when you have a crush on someone in elementary school, and you know when you have a crush on someone now. Like it feels the same to have a crush on a guy or a girl. It's just that having a crush on a girl for me is a little bit scarier because I don't know what to do about it. And now obviously I don't do anything about it because I'm in a happy relationship with Liam and love him. When I did have crushes on girls, especially over the last like during the time that I was like single before Liam, and when I first started realizing that I was bi, it's scary and I'm very nervous. It's almost like I reverted back to like my childhood having crushes on people where I'm too scared to talk to them, but I just want to like, hi, you know what I mean? Like you just,
I get it.
you just don't know what to do, and you're like, hi, I don't know how to like be around, and I just start being super awkward. Like I'm not really awkward around guys that I'm into, but definitely super awkward around girls that I'm into.
I end up being like so overly nice to like girls that I have crushes on.
In my video, I kind of talked about how I've considered myself to be a little bit on the like demisexual spectrum, just because sometimes I will like not even think twice about someone, and then I find out that they are like bi or like gay, and I'm like, oh wait, actually I think I might be into you. But like it just doesn't happen like out of the blue normally unless I get vibes from someone, which is why I feel like for me, when it comes to like crushing on girls or women or whatever, it's more about the vibes. It's not about the looks. Looks obviously always have a key like factor in who you're attracted to, but I like very, very much it has to do with like your personality and like your vibe.
Yeah, no, I get that. Like for me, it's like the same thing except reverse. Like I'm always attracted to women. Not always, but like every single one, all of them. But like when I'm attracted to them, I don't necessarily like need to know their personality right away. Like I can figure out that I'm attracted to them from just photos, whereas with men, like I need to know their personality, otherwise they just like are not attractive to me whatsoever. Like I was talking about it on TikTok the other day, but like to enjoy like sexual intercourse with a man, like I have to actually have feelings for him. It's weird because like yes, I'm bisexual, but I don't think my attraction is the same
for
like
both.
So I've been toying around with the word like lesbian with demisexual tendencies for men. There should be a shorter word for that, but that's the label that I have right now, and that could also change, but that's currently where I'm at with my sexuality for sure.
I think for me, like most of the crushes that I've had on girls have been from like meeting people in person, which, you know, that's where the vibes come in. You can't really get someone's vibe from like a Tinder profile, so I feel like that's kind of where I stand, because like looking at someone's picture just like doesn't really do it for like anything, like for guys or girls or any gender at all. Like I feel like you have to meet someone to be able to really like get a feel for who they are. And like I'm
Yeah.
also like not limited to like cis people either.
Yeah,
Like
same.
I'm not trying to exclude anyone who is like not cisgender because, you know,
I am actually the most attracted to non-binary people. A lot of my crushes have been non-binary people.
Yeah.
And I consider transgender men and women to be men and women.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
so,
exactly. So like when we say bi, we're not excluding
Yeah.
trans people.
Yeah.
So
Not at all.
just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
I didn't even know if I was going to tell my family because by the point I was going to come out to my family, I was already in a relationship with Liam. So it was like, depending on whether or not Liam and I last forever, you never know, like people might not ever even know. So I didn't know if people needed to know, but then I was like, okay, no, I have to be honest. I have to tell the truth. So I did tell my mom first, and I kind of like sat down, and I always cry in these situations, not because I'm actually like upset, but just because
It's a
just
release
like
of
I get
emotion.
worked
Yeah.
up, you know what I mean? So I sat down and I was like, I don't know how to tell you this, but like I have crushes on girls sometimes, and yeah, basically I cried, she didn't. It was just kind of like a casual conversation. She asked me some questions and I answered her, and then I didn't know if I wanted to tell my dad just because I felt kind of awkward about talking about it with my dad. I can talk to my dad about like pretty much anything, but it's just weird to talk about like my sexuality with like parents. And then I think I told my brother downstairs. I kind of just like casually slipped it in the conversation. Definitely was not casual, like I definitely brought it up. I just feel like if I say it in a way that's not like an announcement, makes me feel better. So I normally just like, if the topic of sexuality comes up, I just kind of like put it in the conversation as if like I'm not really coming out, I'm just kind of like stating.
Yeah.
I just realized that like when I wanted to start telling people, I didn't want it to have to be an announcement. I just kind of wanted to incorporate it into my life slowly so that people started like finding out, and then it would just like be more comfortable and natural.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've definitely had really good luck with acceptance.
Yeah.
I have a good family, I have good friends. I haven't lost any friends because of it that I know of. I mean, it's different in different scenarios because I knew my family was going to love me no matter what, and accept me no matter what. They're not homophobic, so I didn't have an issue. But I know that's not the case for everyone, and I would say basically what it comes down to is like you don't have to tell anyone, but also you should feel comfortable with the people that you're telling, because you know, people who love you are gonna love you no matter what. And like I said, I haven't lost any friends because of it, and if you do, they're not your friends, and you can find new ones. And once you get to college, you will find so many more friends also.
Like sometimes there a lot of people, like I mentioned before, are dealing with like a lot of like society driven things that are happening in their brains. So yes, some people might have bad reactions to it. It does not mean they do not love you. Like I think that's something that we really have to clarify. Like some parents have the worst reactions initially to their kids coming out, and sometimes they come around, and that's really wonderful. But like we also don't want you to wait on them to come around, right? Because it's a horrible position to be in, and it sucks that we're still dealing with that in 2020. And just know that like there are helplines for you to reach out to when you're struggling with stuff like that. I'm gonna see if I can find those and put those in the description below, because I know it can be really hard if you don't feel confident that your family is going to accept who you are.
Definitely like start by telling the people you feel the most comfortable around. That is like the probably best advice I can give, is just to make sure that the person that you come out to first is someone that you know is going to be able to stand by you and like help you get through the rest of your coming out.
It's really helpful like saying it once and just like getting it out in the air, right? Like
saying it out loud is different than just thinking it in your head. So different.
And I've learned like even sometimes when you think you're dropping the most obvious hints about it like to your friends, sometimes you have to straight up tell them. Like my friend in Toronto, I had like a 20-minute conversation with him about a girl's boobs. And he didn't know I was bi after that.
Also, if you have any questions about your own questioning or sexuality, you can always like reach out to us on Instagram.
My DMs are open.
DMs are open. Obviously like we'll do the best we can to get back to you guys, especially
Yeah.
if you're going through something like.
And if we don't feel like we're in a position to like give you the resources you need, we can 100% redirect you to those resources, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just want you all to feel safe on our channels and live your best lives. Like,
Peace out, Girl Scout. Subscribe.
peace out.
Subscribe to Mia.
Subscribe to me and check out Kate on her channel. Ha ha ha. Shitty. Thank you so much for watching today. And normally I just generally film me doing a bunch of weird things at the end.